Elven musical Holograms. Tolkien Trivia is a series where normally I talk about odd questions that arise as you are reading the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, particularly in Middle-earth. And you think, oh, why did that happen? This time it's less that and more just a general, oh, that happened. This is a really strange thing I picked up in my latest read of the appendices. This is Appendix A, and we are hearing about Aragorn meeting Arwen. The next day, at the hour of sunset, Aragorn walked alone in the woods, and his heart was high within him. And he sang, for he was full of hope, and the world was fair. And suddenly, even as he sang, he saw a maiden walking on a green sward among the white stems of the black birches. And he halted amazed, thinking that he had strayed into a dream, or else that he had received the gift of the elf minstrels, who could make the things of which they sing appear before the eyes of those that listen. So Aragorn is walking, he sees a beautiful elven lady, and he thinks, either I'm in a dream, or I have the ability of the elf maidens to create visualizations of the things that I have sung about. What? That's the what's going on there? You take it at face value. This is not a metaphor. It does seem that Aragorn, even if it were a metaphor, that Aragorn, in the sense that Aragorn didn't think this was what had happened, but he was expressing his shock and surprise at it happening. He still is using things that it could be. Oh, am I dreaming? Is this why this beautiful woman's in front of me? But the alternative to dreaming is that he says, or he thinks to himself, oh, maybe I have acquired the ability of elf maidens, like the one I see before me, to create visualizations of the things I sing about that people can see. And I haven't realised it, but that's what I'm seeing. And I'm singing about love, and so I see an elf maiden to love. And what that should tell us is that Arwen and Luthien and Galadriel and any other elf maiden can, well, presumably any other gifted elf maiden can sing, and holograms appear. There's no other, like, they don't have to use a special magical flute or anything like that. They just sing in a particular way if they're gifted, I guess, and people see stuff. And there's two implications here for me, and possibly there is some supporting evidence for this in the Silmarillion, which I have forgotten. I need to pick up on my reread. It certainly seems like it could come up with, with Luthien, for instance. But it's not something I can remember coming up anywhere else, including in the main text of Lord of the Rings. And it's obviously a really interesting idea. This idea because men and elves, humans and elves, are the same species biologically, basically, but spiritually different. And it seems that one of those things that comes with being an elf, there are a few odd things. Remember, you similarly have Glorfindel sing, I'll talk about this some other time, being able to kind of make things very bright. But here, you have the particular thing of elven maidens being able to create visual illusions. And you can see that's linking into ideas of fairy, ideas of elves, of wood folk and their tricks. And this is Tolkien's Anglo-mythological spin on that. But the other thing, so that's the first thing it makes me think, is that tells us something about what elves are, how they work. That is interesting that I haven't picked up before. That adds to our image of elves as a spiritually very distinct human-like species. But two, I also think, given how well read, the Lord of the Rings writers seem to have been for the film, it's amazing to me that no one picked up on the fact that they could just have, like, holograms. You could see scenes from the past, basically at least any first stage material here, come up. And maybe they did see that and thought it wouldn't be worth it. But over, 6 films with many of the same people, but particularly the 3 Lord of the Rings ones, it just strikes me that you're like, did you never think you could have just had holograms of Feanor and of Sauron and things? Maybe it would have strained credulity, but it is something, apparently, which elf maidens can do. Anyway, I don't have an answer to what it is or where it comes from, other than maybe a speculation about how it fits into what an elf is. These sort of spiritually eternal, or rather physically eternal children of Ilúvatar, who are the first child of his song and are therefore particularly artistic. Beyond that, I don't have any theory or idea or explanation. Perhaps I've missed something. Tell me in the comments. I just thought it was a weird and strange thing. Anyway, till next time.